Hello, all you beautiful, valid people out there. 'Tis your boy in video form, Jay Wilson, and I am here with my friend and co-host.
It's very presumptive of you that they're watching the video version. Like, they could totally be on Spotify or Apple or iTunes.
Well, honestly, fuck the audio
Podcasts.
listeners. That's what every other podcast does. So, like,
Hey y'all, my name's Ariah. How you doing?
Jay Wilson in the house running shit as
usual.
usual.
We're here with a podcast we've been talking about for a very, very long time.
To be fair, I think we started talking about a podcast probably like the first time that we ever talked. So like,
it's something that we've had in the works. And by in the works, I mean an idea on the back burner that we haven't touched for quite a while.
Yep, for sure.
And first of all, if you're on YouTube, there's an audio version of this podcast wherever you can find podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, literally anywhere. Link in the description. And just in case you want to listen to us while you're driving or some other time or video version is
Imagine
not
wanting
the
to listen to
only version
Jay
of the podcast.
Wilson while you drive. Like, that sounds fucking horrific. Like, I feel like I'd give someone a panic attack. Like, you know, like all of a sudden they'd hear me yelling and shit, you know, and like all of a sudden they just fucking die. like I don't want that on my conscience.
That's fair. Well, you know, if you're driving while listening to this podcast, then we are not liable
Fair
for
warning.
any injuries that you may.
Fair warning, you've already pretty much signed your own death warrant. Warrant? Fuck.
Warrant?
I don't know what is with my voice today. Like, it's back into that, like, you know, that, like, sarcastic...
Hey,
like,
it's great.
Like, crazy voice, because I haven't used this voice in, like, fucking forever.
Well, hey, you know, it's good to be back, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think whenever I record, it kind of happens, you know?
Mm-hmm. In any case, we should probably, like, explain what this is before people are like, why am I here?
All right, so pretty much the general gist is here that me and Ariah have been friends and making content together for about 2 years now. Well, we've known each other for 2 years now, but the channel hasn't existed for 2 years now. And, well, we've been making content for 2 years, I think we can say confidently.
We've been making content for 2 years. However, the first 2 months of which weren't ever put online. So if you aren't coming from our channel, if you've somehow stumbled across this podcast, then why are you here? But I'm Ariah, I use she, her pronouns, and this is one of my greatest friends in the world, Jay, right?
Honestly, a god among men and women and people in general.
People in general, yes. And yeah, we've been doing content together, as Jay has mentioned, for a while now. Our primary stuff currently is our YouTube channel, where we've done a complete reading of Homestuck. We are finishing up the epilogues as of recording this.
Hate that fucking comic.
We've got several other things that we were doing on there, such as a Danganronpa playthrough, which we'll finish at some point. And also, we both have been interested in making some of our own content, which I have started streaming recently. Jay's been doing some behind the scenes that might potentially lead to some content.
Been doing music and stuff like that. Probably going to end up streaming shit like that. Pretty much everything.
Yeah, variety, right? You know, we've called ourselves the Ariah and Jay Variety Channel for a while, right? And that's why this is the Ariah and Jay Variety Podcast, because we are so clever with names.
I'm this crazy thing called ADHD, so you kind of you are left with what you have.
I am convinced I have too, by the way. I don't know if
I'm not diagnosed, but like I think I've been diagnosed by enough people that it's probably more than likely true.
My sister just got diagnosed with ADHD, and it's hereditary.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, like, I probably do have ADHD.
To be fair, I'm trying to get my hands on a therapist, but I haven't gotten my hands on a therapist yet. So that's probably one of the first things I'm going to bring up, you know?
Oh, great. Yeah, no, I want to get it too.
For sure. But anyway, so pretty much our entire gist is that we talk all the time anyway, and I find our conversations pretty entertaining in the first place. So we might as well record them and probably make a ton of money off of it, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, right? Money. That's the real reason we're here.
Straight up money. I mean, I've been straight up from the get-go. I think I said that probably not on the first video, but like whenever I actually started being like funny. I'm straight up here for the money and women, and that's about it, you know?
Of course, yes.
And I didn't, and originally that was a stolen bit, but now it's my own thing, so fuck off. Okay, so let's start from the very get-go, okay?
All right,
so I think I told the story. I think I've told the story a million different fucking times, but I need to add more context. So not only was I was sitting there one day, I can't remember what the fuck I was doing. I was probably like in the middle of doing stuff like being in a relationship and shit. And you know, I was chilling there, and you know, I'd been really inspired lately. Like my entire life I've been really wanting to be a creative and do crazy shit. But like, you know, like I've seen shit like you know, Dan Plan, of course, was like a big one for me because like I tried really hard.
Huge part of the story.
They are probably one of the biggest, but also another one that I actually tweeted about this the other day. But another thing that made me really want to reach out to people over the internet to work with them was this band called Brockhampton, because they started off a Kanye West fan forum where the lead member texted the thing and said, "Hey, by the way, I really need friends and people to work with," and then he got them, and that's one of the coolest things in the entire world to me because they're one of my favorite bands in the entire world. And that's something that I never said from the get-go, but it just like it was a really big inspiration for me, and I'm really glad that I got to listen to them and shit. But you know, after watching all these groups and stuff originate from the internet and doing, you know, like stuff like that, I all of a sudden like saw that Dan Plan had like ended, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And then like saw all these videos
they kind of
like
got canceled.
Yeah, exactly. They got canceled because Dan was a piece of shit or something along those lines. And apparently they're back and running now, and I kind of hate that shit. Dan is, but like not the original group, and that makes me really sad.
Not the good people, not Stephen, not Hosa, not the cool people from Dan Plan.
Yeah, exactly, and it makes me really sad. But I was chilling there, and like I was watching this drama unfold because you know I'm like a little internet drama fucking fiend. And I start looking into it, and all of a sudden this YouTuber named Snazzle pops up. Mm-hmm. And you know, Snazzle's I think they deleted all their shit off the internet, and it makes me really sad. And I watched a video because they like went really in depth with it, and they had like a Discord server. And for some reason, I brought myself to join that Discord server. Like I used to do that a lot more than I do now. I barely ever join Discord servers now because I don't do shit in them.
And even then, like Jay admitted to me that like even at that point he never interacted in Discord servers usually. He just kind of lurked.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, exactly. But I didn't even lurk. Like I wouldn't even go through the server's channels or anything. Mm-hmm. I'd just be like, whatever. I'll open it and check it every once in a while, I guess. But like I'm not really getting anything off of it, you know.
Of course.
And I sit there and I look. And all of a sudden, Snazzle posted a video and was like, "We need somebody else to take the mantle that Dan Plan had," and like you know, like that's really cheesy. That's really cheesy and dumb, and you know, but you know, I was like 15. That's my biggest fucking thing. Is like I was 15 years old, and I was like, "Fuck it." Like I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find a bunch of people to have fun with and work with, and hopefully something cool comes out of it. So I go to Snazzle's Discord server. In it, there's like a self-promotion tab, and I'm just like, "Hey yo, so I just watched that video and I'm really inspired and I really want this to happen. So I'm gonna be like, hey yo, if anybody wants to work with me, just let me know." And I said send. It was probably like 10 o'clock at night or something, so I went to sleep. I woke up to a bunch of messages from people.
Yeah, and you know, let's go on a brief tangent here to my perspective, right? Similar situation. I love Dan Plan. I remember watching some of their videos just before I really knew it was them, back before college. And then in college, I kind of realized that, oh, wow, these videos I liked were from this channel called Dan Plan. So I subscribed, and I watched a whole backlog. I'm like, this is great. I love this. And I watched some of them as they came out for a while. And I just thought it was really, really good content. You know, these people, these friends who are just kind of making up stories, just kind of talking about things. And there was, you know, some really iconic videos like the Are You a Psychopath quiz and all those kind of things that they did. And it was all animated, and it just seemed like a really cool idea. And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And then the whole drama happened, and I was like, oh, this really sucks. I'm really sad about this. And I saw Snazzle's video and really liked him. I didn't watch a lot of his stuff. I watched
I never listened. Well, I didn't watch anything of his personally, just like the stuff with drama, because like I said, I'm a fucking
I watched
fiend.
a Minecraft series he did with some of the animators from Dan Plan at one point.
That's really cool. I didn't realize he did that shit. Yeah, I just remember like watching him. I don't remember actually watching much of anything except for the drama stuff, because I don't know.
I remember when he came out as gay to his audience.
Excuse me. Oh, he did?
Yeah. He didn't like mean like to, but he didn't care. Like it was just the kind of thing where he was streaming and he mentioned something about his boyfriend, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what boyfriend?" And he's like, "Oh, did I not tell you guys?"
That's sick. I love that so much.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, I remember I like watched his life story or something, and I thought that was really interesting. That's probably the only thing I watched from him.
Yeah, and then so then he did all this stuff. I joined his Discord. I also never checked Discords ever. But for some reason, one day, February 5th, in the middle of the morning, like 1 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah, I have the messages picked up right here.
Yeah, from our DMs. I just went through Snazzle's Discord and I went through the self-promote thing. I had also been thinking about it. I actually talked to some IRL friends as well about it at one point, about doing a Dan Plan like channel, because I thought it was so cool. But then I found Jay's message, where just somebody on the internet, Rose Red at the time, was like, "Hey, I want to do some Dan Plan stuff." And I'm like, "That sounds like a great idea. I want to do it too." So I messaged him, and you got the message pulled up.
Yeah, it's I'd certainly be down with helping out. Parentheses, the Dan Plan-esque thing, parentheses. I'm a DM, so I very much enjoy role-playing and proposing situations already. Plus, I've got a reasonable schedule and decent quality microphone, which I didn't.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a bit. But, I like I said, it was... Ariah texted me that at probably like 3 o'clock in the morning. Something like that. I woke up to it, and I was like, I'm very confused. But, it's because it was, like, so early in the morning. I used to have to get up to get on the bus at, like, 5 o'clock in the morning. Every morning. And it was the worst thing in the entire world. I think I told you about that at the time. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I drive now. But, like, back in the day, like, that was shitty. And I'd wake up, and, like, I was scrolling through the messages because I used to, like, take a nap for a minute and then wake back up and then, like, start scrolling because I had nothing better to do. It's like a 2 or 3 hour bus ride, some shit. But I started scrolling, and I was like, sure, why not? And I texted back, sounds good, dude.
Yeah, and I was like, just let me know how I can need assistance. I do have experience with video production in the past, I guess.
Yeah, and I was like, sounds great, thank you so much, because like I was so much nicer whenever we first met than I am now. Like I don't know. I like, especially when I first meet people, I try to be really fucking genuine. But as soon as like I realize that I'm in with you and you're not getting rid of me, then I start being like this, pretty much. And I was like, and I used to say homies so much more because like I still say it every once in a while, but not nearly as much. Like I think my vocabulary has completely changed, which is weird to think about. And I remember I made a Discord. But, like, I didn't know anything about Discord, so I made, like, a really shitty Discord.
It was pretty bad, the first one. Well, no, the first one wasn't even yours. Wasn't it somebody else's?
Yeah, somebody else sent me a Discord, and I was like, fuck it. I don't know anything about Discord, so I'm going to use somebody else's Discord. And I sent out that message, and somebody else picked up, and I was like, hey, yo, this is dope, and we were sitting there, and then Ariah made a different Discord, and Ariah was like, I know about Discord, just let me do it. And I said, fuck it, why not?
Discord.
Yeah, United Odyssey was the name of that entire.
Which we didn't decide until like the end of it, but
Yeah, exactly. But I remember I was just very like trying to talk to people, like trying to feel out the environment, like very quickly. I picked out who was going to be, like, top and who was going to be, like, kind of there, Like, Ariah, I think Ariah, I was just, like, right-hand man right there from the get-go. Because, like, you were, like, helping me a lot more than everybody else was, which is fine. But, like, you were just as into it as I was, so I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, at first, though, I was also, like, the oldest one there.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we got people, before we got good people.
To be fair, nobody knew how old I was in the beginning, and that was the funny part.
Yeah, this is true.
Nobody knew I was just a stupid 15-year-old because like my voice isn't that high pitched. So
no, I mean your voice is pretty much the same. Like obviously you have more energy now, but your voice is pretty much the same as it was back then.
Yeah, and my voice was especially whenever it's low energy, whenever I'm not like sitting here ranting and raving, because it takes me a minute, or like it used to. Now I just kind of go off at people, but like back in the day, it used to take me a minute to get to where I am now when it comes to talking to you. So like I was sitting there and I was like, hey, how's it going? So like everybody had no idea who the fuck I was, how old I was, nothing, and I didn't tell them because I knew that people wouldn't listen to me if I told them that I was a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I picked out like who I was just like, I think we set up roles. We were like, hey, so click what you want to do here. So we had like certain animators, certain voice people, certain we called them hosts. Actually,
yeah,
is
hosts,
what we called them. There was hosts, there was background artists, shit like that. But we'll get back to background artists because that's pretty funny. And so anyway, I sat there and I was working with Ariah, and like from the get-go especially, I could definitely tell that me and Ariah were going to definitely work together more than everybody else were, because like everyone else was like into the idea, but like nobody was sitting there talking to me about it nearly as like in depth as I wanted to get.
I found out that Jay and I had both had that kind of same passion for wanting to create things.
Exactly.
And that was great. We found out we actually have the same personality type with the MBTI. We're both ENFPs.
Yeah, exactly. I hadn't taken that test before because, and to be fair, Ariah thought I was an introvert when we first started talking.
Yeah, but I get it.
Yeah.
You're not.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like obviously now. But like whenever we first started talking, especially because I was so quiet and so much more timid than I am now, everyone was just like, I don't know what he's gonna be. So like, Ariah thought I was gonna be an INFP, but then it came out ENFP, and I was just like, yeah, let's go, baby. Because like I was thinking, I knew I was gonna be extroverted, but I didn't know where on the scale it was gonna land. Because like in my IRL, I was a lot more outspoken, and like even now in my IRL, I think I'm even more outspoken than I was back then. And I was chilling there, and like we were talking, and me and Ariah would sit there and have hours and hours and hours worth of conversations. To like there would be Discord calls. Don't get me wrong, and there'd be other people around, but like me and Ariah especially would just sit there and talk for hours and hours and hours.
And this was 2020. This was February of 2020. So this was right before the pandemic started.
This was right before everything went wild. But even then, we were still sitting there for hours and hours talking away.
And the pandemic only enabled us further, but once that started...
Yeah, exactly. The pandemic made it so that we were able to do those daily videos for so long.
Yeah, but we'll get to that.
But anyway, so we get to a certain point, and we sit down and we actually record a video. It was like 2 Truths and a Lie. Yeah. Something like that.
Jay, do you want to listen to the video on podcast?
Oh, God.
It's been so long since we listened to it.
Is this the edited version or the non-edited version?
The edited version.
Let's get into like the recording of it first before we.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into it, but it's 15 minutes long, so it's not that long.
Yeah, exactly. But so anyway, it comes to a certain point, and we actually sit down and record a video, and I was on our shitty ass like headphone mic. I'm sure I have the if I had them. Actually, 2 seconds. These headphones I recorded off of. These headphones, these SteelSeries headphones that my buddy Aiden bought me. He bought them for me like my sophomore year, and I'm a senior now. But I'm still surprised I still have these motherfuckers. But I remember I was using this shitty ass fucking like mic that I used to play like Call of Duty with, and I thought and this thing was a piece of shit, like constantly peaking and popping and just absolutely made me want to fucking die.
It was a time.
But and I'm sitting there, and after that, like I was just like the entire session was pretty good. Like we had some really good stuff. Like we had some really good bits throughout, and like we had some pretty good chemistry with each other, and stuff. Like that wasn't the issue. The issue was audio quality, and like we had like a 3-hour long session that we had to cut down to like 15 minutes.
It wasn't 3 hours, Jay.
It was like 2 hours.
No. This is so funny. Hold on.
It was fucking long. You can't tell me otherwise. That shit was fucking horrible. It was some crazy shit. It was either... It might have been just like an hour or an hour and a half, but it felt...
It was an hour. But the reason I said that is really funny is because literally when you first, I'm looking at the UO server right now in announcements, right? You said editing of our first video is officially done. Woo! It went from a 3-hour recording to 14:38, and you said 3 hours, and I responded, I don't think it was 3 hours, Jay. And then your response was like, it was like 2, whatever.
It felt like it was 3 hours,
which
okay,
which
motherfucker?
Is the exact same thing you just said to me, that it was 3, and I'm like, no, it wasn't. You said, okay, then it was like 2.
It's true, though. Like,
Just
for
2
real.
years ago, you said the same thing.
Dude, to be fair, I haven't thought about this channel. Like, that channel that almost happened for, like, I don't even want to know how long. But anyway, so we got back to it, and everything's kind of, like, whack and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, holy fuck. Because, like the thing was, like, with everything, with the editing and stuff, like, at first we cut it down to where it was just the content, and that took it down to, what, like, 45? Maybe 30?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
And once we cut it down, then Ariah was like, I don't have time to edit the rest of this, and I said, fuck it, I'll do the rest. And I sat there, and me and Ariah sat there in Audacity the first time to edit out all the, like, everything that wasn't necessary for, like, I don't even want to fucking know how long. It was, like, forever.
That was, like, 3, 4, 5 hours, something like that.
It was, like, 4 or 5 hours, and and then I had to cut everything else out into a digestible bites after that by myself, which, like, sucked. And it took however fucking long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which probably took me another, like, 2 hours, probably. Because I didn't know anything about editing or anything. To be honest, I know more now, but still I'm not really that good. I didn't mean to flip... Actually, I did mean to flip off. Fuck you, camera. But,
You say that, Jay, but this edit turned out pretty good, actually.
You know, and, like, we had to sit there and, like, cut out all the fucking mic pops. All the fucking, like... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But, like, it felt like I was doing it because, like...
No, yeah, it was very tedious. Yeah, no, I know.
Exactly. Like, we were sitting there and talking, and, like, we had to kick people out of the call because, like, there were too many people talking and it was confusing us during editing and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember we were like, hey, could people leave so that we could sit here and actually get this done? Because, like, it was taking us hours and hours and hours, and we were just going fucking nuts. Dude, my ex-girlfriend fucking hated me at that point because I would just sit there, you know, and, like, rather than talking to her, like, I'd be like, yeah, I'll call you back later, and then it'd be, like, 5 hours.
Oh,
you know?
Boy. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like I was the best boyfriend in the world or anything, but I definitely was, like, heavy into doing shit like this, you know? Like, I definitely was really trying my best to be into this.
Of course.
And, yeah, because, you know, and honestly, it seems like now that was a way better investment of my time because, you know...
Considering
but
that you just called her your ex-girlfriend.
Exactly! See? Everything's great. Everything's fucking great. But, so we get to it, and after we edit it all down and everything, we finally get to it all. Then we have to actually get to animating and, like, finding out who's gonna look like what and stuff. But let's, like, now that we've gotten through the editing process and how awful all of it was, because honestly it was, you can't convince me otherwise, go ahead and click the play button. I'd love to hear this shit.
Alright, so guys, this is the edited down version. Okay, so this was about 14 minutes long. We're gonna listen to the whole thing. And talk about it over, of course. Not entirely sure, like, if everything's gonna be audible if we're talking over it, because I don't really know if we're gonna actually be able to post this online at all. We'll see. There may be a link in the description. There may not be. I'm not sure yet. Before we start it, though, I'm gonna go ahead and open my beer because I want to drink this. This is a Belgian-inspired wheat ale. It's bright white by Bell's. It's pretty good.
Okay, motherfucking sponsored-looking motherfucker.
Just letting people know what I'm drinking today, because I'm probably gonna have a drink every episode.
I drink Sundrop, and that's probably going to be every episode. Please sponsor me. That's all I'm wanting, man, so that you guys can go from all across the world, honestly. Because I want to be able to go to California and still be able to drink my favorite soda.
Of course, drink responsibly, by the way. I am 21 years old.
Drink responsibly. I'm 17 years old.
Yes, and therefore Jay does not have an alcoholic beverage.
Not yet.
So, here we go. Ready? Jay does the intro, so pay attention.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god, no fucking...
I am Jay, and welcome to our
No! Hold on. No, I hate...
Hold on. Okay, wait.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen on the internet. I am Jay, and welcome to our channel. These are my hosts for the day. Ian.
Hi. By the way, I use the name Ian in this video. This was before I came out as transgender, so I use Ian. My name was Ian, and I used he/him pronouns in this video.
And I'd like to comment that during the editing process, I heard that intro maybe 2,000 times.
Yes, we heard this intro so many times.
Because the Audacity would glitch and send us all the way back to the beginning of the recording over and over. And over. And it drove me fucking bonkers. I can't stand my own voice, especially here. Like, listen to that fucking mic. Listen, replay,
Well,
okay? Like, rewind that.
Internet, I am Jay, and welcome to our channel.
Welcome
These
to
are
our
my
channel.
hosts for the day. Ian,
Hi.
Haruka, and Salty.
How's it doing?
Let's get right into it.
death.
Ian, take it away.
All right, so today we're going to be doing two truths and a lie.
God, listen to that shit.
Kind of me explaining two truths and a lie.
Each person gets to tell two truths and a lie in no particular order, and the rest of us has to guess.
I hate everything.
This was a good. This is a good video though. Like this would have been animated, by the way.
Exercise because we don't really know each other very well. We recently started this, so it serves as both a good first video or first.
We don't know each other very well, Ariah.
This never saw the light of day. It's the first time people are
really
going to hear
sad.
it.
We're doing this pretty bare bones. Basically, each of us just says our two truths and a lie in whatever order we choose, and then we kind of talk about it for a while, and each come up with
God, that's
our
weird.
answers of what we think the
Right?
lie is. And if you get it right, you
And
get
the
a
thing
point,
is
and
like we
the
didn't
person-
like. There's some basic
and
information about me, for example, you didn't know in this episode, and vice
Everybody,
versa,
I'm
right?
Thomas. People
Yeah.
call me Salty.
And now it's
and
like
enjoy
common
life.
knowledge.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
You know, I was 15 at the time, so I'd like to say that was very illegal for Salty
Yeah,
to be
that was-
saying. That's all I'm
kind of
saying.
the
Kind of
ringleader
sus, my
of
dude.
this
That's all I'm
bunch.
saying.
Yeah, I'll rewind that a little bit. But yes, there was a running gag with Salty and Jay that they were in
Jay.
love. They were-
And by the way,
they're
for
gay
noted
lovers.
confusion, we knew Salty Monkey first. Salty Monkey's
Yes.
an animator who we did get along with pretty well back at that time.
Yes.
With everything, you know.
We haven't heard from
And
him in a
then we
while,
moved-
but yes.
Yeah, and like their stuff seems pretty good on YouTube. Like I've gotten some really good laughs off that shit, so I definitely check it if you're into animation or
Yeah,
whatever.
Salty Monkey, which is not to be confused with the Salty that we currently are friends with.
Yeah,
and he's a
our
moderator on
current Discord moderator. Yeah, those are two completely different
Salties.
people. Yeah, like I remember whenever we first met Salty, like my first reaction was we found another one.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Thomas. People around here call me Salty, and me and Jay are in love.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
I
He's
hate my
downplaying
voice.
it, for sure.
For sure.
Fuck off.
I'm kind of the ringleader of this
The
bunch.
Ringleader.
Yeah,
I hate how awkward I sound here,
I'm
motherfucker.
Ian.
Like,
I am.
I'm kind of
like
that
Jay's second
ringleader.
fan of this whole thing. I've helped him a lot with building a lot of this stuff, and
Right
I'm
hand
probably the
man.
one editing this video you're seeing here. So
True.
that's kind of my role.
Only
in this
half
thing,
true.
And I'm very excited to get this started.
My name is Haru. I'm right now the
I miss
only
Haru.
girl in this chat.
Yeah,
I guess.
I talked to
My
him recently.
only part here is in hosting, so I'm just here for fun.
I hope she's okay.
So
I think-
let's see where we go with it.
I think Haru
so
uses they them
I have
pronouns, but I could be wrong.
3 sentences. The first one is, I stole once without noticing until later. I've never been on a date in a cinema, and I like being in crowded
All right, guys,
places.
play along. Which one do you think's a lie? Jay, do you remember?
Never been on a date in a cinema.
I remember.
That's how?
Which
Wait.
makes me think it's true, right? Because it seems obvious.
It's just that's like such the classic.
Oh
though,
shit, it's
you
been
know?
so long I don't remember.
I remember this.
Dinner in the movie, those kind of things, you know.
Absolutely.
So never been a date in the cinema.
The other one was you stole once.
Stole
but
once
you
without noticing
did
till
not
later.
Know it.
And
that one could be true because
They're like
Well, it
crowded
depends on
places.
it,
Were the
how
3.
old she was, but we can't really ask her any questions.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, questions got
I
complicated.
mean, I've
We
done that.
Made that a rule
I mean,
from the
personally,
get-go.
I like being in crowded places just because I can hide my just thundering erection. But
I'd like to say that's kind of sus. That's kind of sus.
I'm a
Kind of
girl, I don't
sus.
need to do
Especially
this.
around a 15-year-old. Exactly.
I appreciate that,
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. I like being around a lot of people.
Yeah.
See, that's when you should have known I was an extrovert.
She seems like an introvert from all that I've talked to her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But also, like, I don't know if that's like a giveaway because of that, or I actually do like being in kind of places they're gonna think that I don't.
God, why don't I
think I'm gonna go
remember?
with the cinema one because it's, I don't know, it seems like the most plausible. Just
What you going with,
because-
Jay?
Especially if you want to like avoid cliches.
I
and
think
stuff,
I
for
guess
sure.
cinema
I'm
too.
gonna go with the crowded places one just because I don't want to say the same thing as Salty here, but
I'm probably gonna go with crowded places.
Okay.
So the lie is I like being in crowded places. I hate
Past
being
Jay.
in
Oh,
crowded
wait, sick.
places.
I knew
Got
it.
it.
Past Jay got it, and future Jay didn't.
Damn it!
I didn't
feel
get. I wasn't
so
guessing. I just like
unsafe
was
when
guessing what
so
I
many
guessed at
people
the
are
time, and I
around
couldn't
because
remember.
If I
course.
am with one, it's okay, but I'm still like I can't control him. And then with so many people around me, I'm just like, oh God, what should
Because
I
we
do?
have one
What
truth,
happened
two
to
truths,
me?
and a lie from each
I just
person, or was
wanna
it
get out
two?
of there.
It was
each? I
one
think
from
it
each
was
person.
And I still once without
Yeah.
noticing until later.
And this was the most entertaining of
once
hers that
lived
we
in a
had.
village.
Yeah,
Like we
most-
picked the most
entertaining
entertaining
one.
out of all.
Store.
Because we did like two
I
or
went
three
there,
each.
We did
and
3 each.
While I wanted to pay
And we had to
something, I
cut and
found
ask which
2
ones were better.
euros on the ground. I was so happy about
We had,
that,
like,
so I
everybody
ran
voting,
out
and it's
into our
wild to think
house
about.
because it was only a few minutes away from that store. And told it to my mother, and then I saw that I had that Capri Sun in the hand still without paying it. So I went back to the store and paid for it, but still
I can't believe she
was
stole.
still
That's so fucked
stealing
up.
because I went out with it before.
Can't
I've
believe
never
it.
been on a date in a cinema. It's true. I never was in a cinema on a date. I mean, with friends, but not a date. I was on dates.
Honestly,
like ice
neither have I.
cream and
I
other
definitely
stuff,
have.
but not in a cinema.
Interesting. I feel like that's where.
Hey,
a
we
lot
went
of
to the
people go
movies
is,
with
like,
your
I've gone on
partner.
So many dates in cinemas.
Yeah, but that
That's
wasn't
why
a
I
date.
picked that one as a truth.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
I guess
also,
that's
I
fair.
want to propose one additional rule here. If it stumps everybody, the person saying it gets a point.
Ooh,
Additional rule.
I forgot about that one.
I
forgot
went to
about that
a
one.
movie theater where I was the only person in there. Well, me and the girl. That was wild. It was like it was kind of naughty. We were like, should we do something? It's like probably not, right? Like I
was
don't
salty.
know.
I mean, I've made out in a theater before. I mean,
I definitely have,
That's just me.
for sure.
actually
The king
don't-
of women
no, actually,
himself.
I have once, and it was that time. But then we're like, this is too weird. Like I just hate PDA.
Salty
I'm like,
hated
"Get
PDA,
that
yeah, I
outta
remember
here,"
that shit.
Even though there's no one around. I have been surfing during a hurricane.
Oh, boy.
My apartment got
I remember
broken
this one
into
actually.
by my neighbor.
You remember the
And
answer?
at one point, my dresser has been entirely engulfed in fire.
Oof.
The engulfed in fire
But
one.
how would that specific thing happen? Like, there's no way just.
Which
the dress
specific
would
You
thing?
could have burned it, like threw it outside and burned it.
That's a good point. It wouldn't surprise me if you went out in a hurricane.
Do you remember what it is,
Because
Jay?
I know people would probably do that.
Yeah, especially since you.
I remember
Maybe
it,
he
but I
didn't
don't
even
want to
know
spoil it for
until-
the audience. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
cool. Yeah, I remember what it is too.
There, who knows?
People could break
God,
in.
Because of
this
the-
was one of my
the-
favorites.
Some people
Yeah.
would just walk in without thinking about it and then realize, oh,
This
shit,
was
I
the
broke
first
in.
bit of
Like,
content we
people
ever did
try and knock
together.
on the door for a
I've
while.
actually heard that
It
happen
is.
in Florida
It's
a
just
lot.
like your dog.
Yeah, like people would just knock on
And
the door
Salty
for a
was from
while
Florida,
and
so that's
think
why-
about it and go in.
Yeah.
Unrelated, one of my friends has, when he was coming over to my apartment, gone into someone else's.
I
Yep.
think the lies that the neighbor like busting in.
I'm gonna have to agree, even though I feel like that's like the most likely one.
So I would go with the surfing one.
All right, final answers in.
It's the
Same.
it's the
All right,
surfing one.
cool.
It's
the
the surfing
lie
one.
is the surfing one. Peru got it.
Definitely the
Yeah.
surfing one.
That would be
Because he explained that
insane.
the
when a
it's,
hurricane
it's
is
awful.
above you, it's
Yeah,
a
and
disaster.
he's-
It's before
Going
it's
out
before
and
the
trying get
hurricane
out
to
in that
go
mess
out.
Yep.
is gross. Now, when it's good, is the day before it
Before
hits.
it hits.
So you can see it off the shore for sure, but it's sending in those honkers.
Makes me feel
if you know what
nostalgic
I'm
as
saying.
hell.
I know, right?
Interesting.
That's the line.
Gosh.
Good job. So first of all, I was the president of my high school's anime club.
Here's mine.
Second of all, I've never eaten meat in my life. Third of all, I was offered a promotion to an assistant manager position within a
I
month.
didn't know you were vegan. You didn't
Hey,
tell
you
me you
spoiled
were
it for the
vegan.
end. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say
You did it specifically on purpose.
because I know that you like Ruby and I know that you like Steven Universe, so that's there.
Which
And I
I'd
believe
like to
we
say
talked
neither of
about
those are
them
anime.
Before.
Steven
Um,
Universe is a cartoon.
Haru says that.
Yeah, he's
See,
definitely-
but I remember how
Yeah.
hyped. I remember how hyped we got.
Yeah, the anime.
See, I quoted an anime, Tokyo Ghoul, which I still haven't seen, but I knew it
Yes.
existed.
Of course.
Dude, I think we've talked food before, and I've heard you say something about meat.
And I just completely gaslighted myself
Meat.
Yeah.
and everyone else
It's
around
the-
me.
I mean, the promoted at the job thing. Depending on the job, you can get promoted like it's nobody's business. As long as
Dude,
you're
for sure.
capable at any
Now that I've actually worked, this was before I had a
Why
job.
didn't you take it?
Yeah.
If that one is true, then I didn't take it.
I'm
Oh, come on,
thinking
that was
meat
a
straight up. Like, that was my first instinct.
Why did I say that?
I'm not sticking
Wow.
with that.
Yeah, I'm still leaning towards
I made the
that one.
wrong.
I'm going with the third one.
I was so
Why didn't you
fucking
take
wrong.
it?
So J meat, salty meat, and Haru promotion.
You were so hyped whenever
all
you got
wrong.
this
You're all
one.
wrong.
No!
Are you kidding me?
You've not eaten meat in your entire
Nope.
fucking life.
I
Not
was
once?
born and raised a vegan. I've never eaten meat or dairy.
And now I know that like the back of my hand. Ooh, when did that freckle get there? But you know,
God damn it. Hey,
it's
hey,
wild to think about.
listen. I want a point. I'm
Salty, that
point.
whole
Mario
fucking
Party
recording
your
only
ass
got
and just,
one
like-
fucking point. Salty got one fucking
Just
point,
start
and it was the
stealing
funniest
stars.
bit in the
I'm gonna
entire
have, like, a
fucking video.
bonus round
Gonna start
for you if you
stealing.
want points.
That's one of my
Oh,
favorites.
yeah. Most
I love this bit
pissed
so
They're
much.
going Mario Party. Start stealing stars.
We'll just do a bonus round where it's all idiotic shit.
Oh,
And the reason
God.
I didn't take the promotion was
Just
because
for
I was at
salty.
a grocery store. It was at Kroger actually.
And
I
then
was
you were
hired
going
in
to
as a
college.
cashier, and within a month they're like, "We need you to work at the customer service booth, assistant manager there." And I unfortunately, within a month, had to quit to move out to college. So I didn't.
Oh.
Oh.
That is also a valid excuse.
That
yes.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
and I was never the
Now
president
I know
of my
that
club,
so well.
Although a good friend of mine was, and I helped her a lot to run it.
I mean, it just
It's
makes so
wild
much
to
more
think
sense
about.
for you to do it. Because how much you talked about it and you were listening to Tokyo Ghoul.
I know, it
That's
does.
why I put that in here.
I thought I had that in the bag.
Welcome to my entire existence in this game.
Oh, gosh.
Damn.
I love
Okay,
it so
I
much.
once
I
walked 15 miles
love
in a
this
night.
vibe.
I've stolen
This-
from a
this-
convenience store before. And one time, whenever I was trying to open up the door to like...
I remember how
I was driving
hyper-specific
without
this
me,
shit
like,
was.
A couple hundred feet, I had to run along with the car before I could jump in.
Alright,
I
that
did
one
have
was
to run-
weirdly specific.
So
I should-
guess the third one is
To be fair, I made that up on the fly because this was the third round.
Spoilers,
Because
Jay.
for the, for the third round, you had to just like very
You
rapid
guys
fire
think I
make
steal? The
shit.
fuck is wrong with you?
Yes!
Well, you didn't say you steal.
Everyone wishing I was a bad boy. I mean,
You
I
think I
am,
used to be that
but you
type
know,
of person?
Well, no, but again.
not used to be. I am that
steal
type of person,
accidentally.
motherfucker. It's turning into
I only
it,
marry
bitch.
bad boys, okay?
Oh yeah, good point. I mean,
I'd like to say how sus that is,
Carl,
just
although
in
it's
general.
Specific, I feel like it's very unbelievable unless she was going like really, really slow.
Oh my gosh.
Even on a side street, like a 25-mile-per-hour street, like
Yeah, you should be fine still.
running along with the car.
I totally
25
had this,
miles
by
an
the
hour.
way.
What was the? I mean, hey, some people can run pretty fast, you know.
Usain Bolt's what?
I'm
27
Usain
miles
Bolt,
an hour?
motherfucker.
But it's also weirdly specific, so that's definitely.
That's my thinking. What was the first one again? We've been talking about the other two so much.
I once walked 15 miles in a night.
Oh.
That's also.
I mean,
Obviously,
I've probably done that,
yeah. probably.
everyone's
I don't know,
fucking done that.
I think that one's...
but I think I'm gonna go with that one.
Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna go with the stealing one.
That is true. He did say convenience store. I'm gonna assume what I
This
said.
is
He didn't
the
say
only
convenience
point that motherfucker
I'm
got
gonna say
all
I
fucking
should have said
game.
story in general. I didn't mean convenience store. That was just whatever.
I'm still gonna say stealing.
store. Okay.
I think you've been lying to me about your bad boy persona.
You sure? Nah, dude. What do you mean? I'm totally a stealer.
I've done a
I
steal.
don't like how I was playing into this. I feel like I was
Steal
groomed.
before.
Jay, you're a baby. Everyone would forgive you, so why shouldn't you try it?
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, I'm
Baby
joking.
J was a thing.
Baby J.
I would
Okay.
go with
Everyone called me Baby J because they
15
figured
miles.
out my age.
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go
In that
with
game, I did make
You guys
make
think
the
I could
lie
use
that
some
I
of
was
that shit?
Yeah,
wasn't.
I've
The
seen them
age that
legs.
you've told us, yeah.
I mean, you have. But
Booking
anyway.
I've seen them legs.
Okay, so one for each. I did once walk 15 miles
right,
in a
you did.
night. That was.
That's
that was
right,
a
you did.
Freaking weird night. Like, you know, everyone goes through like that 13-year-old stage. Like, fuck my parents. I want to run away. But I kind of did it.
Nice.
I like walked from like my small little town almost to like a huge place that was like 20 miles away.
Didn't quite make it there, bud, huh?
Yeah,
I
didn't
tried.
make it because,
I
like,
got picked up by a cop.
police officer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like late at night too. It was like midnight, and a police officer because like they legally have
Hey,
to
look, it's
give you a
Apple.
ride to wherever you go.
Wild.
and
Hi,
pick
Apple.
me up. Yeah, it was kind of wild. I'm like a good kid too. So.
I am a good kid. Well, I
did
was
once
a
have
good
to
kid.
ride
Now I'm
along
kind of
beside
taking
a
over the
car with
world.
door open for a couple hundred feet. Dude, that was insane. It was like my two parents were in the front. I think they were having an argument. That's why they were.
They were
in the front.
definitely
I only
fighting,
opened the
like
car.
yelling and
They
shit.
started driving,
And
I kind of just had to run alongside.
and I didn't
of it.
say anything.
So
Before
you
I
know
could
what
just,
that
like, jump in.
means.
Oh my god, is it time?
Salty
Salty
gets
gets
a
a
point.
point.
I've never
Salty's
stolen.
only
Oh my
point.
God!
I've never stolen.
This is the happiest moment of my life. I'm gonna show this to my parents. I'm so proud.
Okay, so I have one quick thing to say to like.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I hit you guys with the fuck
you guys for thinking I'd steal.
Look, I've stolen before accidentally. Haru said she did accidentally. A lot of people have
These
accidentally.
motherfuckers thinking that I was a thief. I'm not a thief. It's more like petty crime.
I'm just mean.
Like,
Salty just
like,
said,
you
I've
know,
done it on
But
purpose.
I mean, fuck you guys. Anyway.
Oh yeah, remember we soundboarded that shit.
I've done it on purpose.
Austin.
Oh no,
I've
I'm
done
just
it on
meaning more than
purpose.
anything. I don't think you guys think I'm seriously stealing. I just think that was funny as hell.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was very fun to record, and we certainly learned a lot of each other and had fun making it. So if you guys enjoy it,
And then we
give the
edited
world
together
more
this
support,
ending,
like,
remember?
subscribe So you wouldn't miss what we need in the future. Because we're really excited to get this started.
Because you
and
knew
we really
definitely more about intros and
About
outros. We've been doing YouTube way more than me. Ring
Yeah,
a ding
exactly.
ding
Make sure
bell.
to ring
Kill
the
my.
bell,
I'm gonna
because
kill
if you
myself.
don't ring the bell, you might not get
I
other
hate
videos
this
within
bitch.
the feed,
This
because
kid is such a
YouTube
dumb
works like
fucking
that. So make
whore,
sure you ring the bell
and I
if you
hate
wanna
him.
see our videos when they
Stupid
come out,
fucking
and
15-year-old
comment down below your
thinking.
feedback. Like, honestly, tell us what you think, and if you have any ideas for something we can do in the future, we're totally open
If
to
you
that.
don't like
so.
how me and Salty love each other, then I want you to get out.
Yeah, you can fuck.
I guess I'm getting out then.
Oh yeah, so with that being said, I hope you guys have the very
Oh,
best
gosh.
rest of your day/night, and
Merry
we'll see you guys in the
Christmas.
next one.
And good night.
And good night.
Merry Christmas and oh my gosh, get out of
Make
that.
it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Okay, so that's the first video that was ever.
That's the first piece of
recorded.
content we ever made.
That's the first piece of content. We put so much fucking effort into that shit.
So much effort into that.
And I still wasn't even that entertaining.
No, that was fun. That was fun.
Oh God, where'd he go? Apple, where'd he go? He disappeared.
I know.
I don't know. That's weird. But anyway, so pretty much the general gist here is that we were sitting there working really hard on that, and all of a sudden, I think it was like maybe a couple weeks after that, maybe even less. We tried to get it off the ground. Trust me, plenty of hijinks ensued, including but not limited to your boy getting banned off the r/background artist subreddit. Because I was asking for help, and they were like, "Wow, you're not even gonna pay people," even though I was like 15. But nobody really cares whenever they felt like I was trying to take advantage of people, and that just simply wasn't true. Of course there were more like bits where everyone was calling me Baby J all the time because I was like 15. And like we were planning on not even putting like a face on me. Like my whole thing, I thought it was funny to make myself faceless. And I thought that was going to be so funny because I remember that was such a big part of that channel. And that kind of carried on into this channel where whenever we did the reaction, you were like, "Are you sure you want to show your face?" And I said, "Fuck it." And now we're here. And
Exactly.
there was just like a lot of shit like that, but eventually it came down to a point where everyone stopped interacting. And
Yeah,
the
there was some
entire
stuff. Look,
project died.
we had some artists there that were really, really, really good, I don't really know what happened because everyone did seem to be invested.
Everyone just like they all either went on to other projects or they just lost interest entirely.
Everyone just kind of like dissipated. I don't really know why or how that happened, but like we've got a whole bunch of people talking about it in various chats and such.
It
We've
all
even
fell
got some
apart.
mock-ups. We've even got some mock-ups by certain people.
Yeah, like we had some like
there.
we were getting really close, but eventually like we were asking people to hit like not deadlines, but we were like, hey, just let us know your progress, and nobody was
Yeah.
letting us know anything.
Yeah,
so it
which
kind
is
of came to
fair.
a point. Like we understand that it wasn't really that big of a project or anything, but we were sitting there and like this is what's going to be so cool, and then it all fell apart. Then me and Ariah were sitting there like kind of sad. We were like that, we just put so much effort into that, and it's kind of just all gone now, And then me and Ariah sat there, and we were like, hey, wait a minute. And like we kept talking because we just enjoyed each other's company. Like we weren't even planning on doing any more content. We were just like talking, And eventually it came to a point where Ariah was like, "Hey, what kind of games you been into?" And like the entire time that we'd been talking that whole time, I hadn't played a lot of fucking games that Ariah really, really thought were like high up there in the list of games you need to be playing,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's kind of weird. And like there were like one or two games that I knew that Ariah didn't, and and
Half-Life being one of them.
Half-Life being one of them. Fuck that game. Actually, I love that game, but fuck that recording process. But we'll get back to that at some point.
To be fair, that was our one of our first ever things, and that was like.
But before we get there, I'm gonna finish where eventually, like, we sat there and we looked at each other. Like, obviously not looked at each other. Like, we didn't like video call probably till like months after knowing each other. But I like all of a sudden like we're like, wait a minute. I haven't played a lot of fucking shit, and Ariah has played a lot of stuff. So that means we could do something with this. And Jay Wilson, all of a sudden, everyone was just like, Jay Wilson, I think you know what you got to do. And then the Ariah and Jay YouTube channel was born.
Yes. I remember very distinctly early on when I proposed this idea, you were confused because you thought it was just like a channel where like I'd record solo content and you'd record solo content. We'd both put it on the channel.
Yeah, and I was very confused. I was like, what's the point? Like, why wouldn't we just run our own shit? Because I thought that I wanted to run with the duo thing, you know, like both of us recording shit. But the way that you like originally explained it confused the hell out of me. So I was like, hello?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I sat there and I was like, shit. Okay, now that all of this makes sense, I guess that we're gonna work on this, you know? And we recorded stuff before we even had a fucking name.
We recorded a whole bunch of Danganronpa and a bunch of and like a couple episodes of Half-Life as well.
Without even having a fucking name until we realized that we're just gonna run with our names.
Yeah. And all those videos are still on our Ariah Jay channel, of course. Although they were very rough in the early days.
They were definitely, especially on my end, very rough.
Yeah.
Like, your boy didn't know how the fuck to do anything. It was a very big learning process. Like, I don't understand how people can sit through our early content. I can't. It drives me fucking nuts.
And but speaking of early content, after we started, I was like right before we started, we decided, because I asked Jay if he had ever heard of a comic called Homestuck.
Oh god, yeah, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck you just said.
And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a cool webcomic I've read some of, but I wasn't caught up with. You know,
and you were like, you know,
cool.
April 13th's a really big date in that. And I was like, I know the day April 13th.
We're starting in April. You didn't say that originally. It took you a while to find that out.
Oh wait, yeah, I think we were a few episodes in.
No, we found that out the day that we stayed up all night playing D&D and then went over to Honey Pop.
Oh shit.
Because then you were like, wait, it's April 13th. Wait, it's my anniversary.
Yeah, it was like my anniversary with my ex-girlfriend. I remember that shit clear as day because I was sitting there playing Honey Pop rather than talking to my, like, you know. But it was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
It was like 3 in the morning.
And she would sleep at like 9 o'clock at night. So like she's crazy good sleep schedule. I mean, obviously still not me. We're recording right now. It's 10 o'clock at night. But you know, I was sitting there. And we started recording, you know, we started running at it over and over and over again. And we had nothing better to do because that's when lockdown was, whenever we finally realized.
Because we started our channel in April.
I got called out of school, and it was like halfway through March, and that's when we decided we were going to start working together on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
I was
we
like, that's
recorded
fire.
so much. We recorded like 5 videos a day, like pretty much daily for a while.
Yeah, dude, I feel like sometimes we do even more than that, it felt like. Because, like, we do, like, 3-hour recording sessions, and the videos would get trimmed to 30 minutes each, but then we realized that would take way too long to finish anything. So we started the hour-long. That's why we have such long videos now.
It was 2 weeks of 3 videos a week. Or no, right? Because it was, the first week was just our introduction video, the first Danganronpa episode, and the first Half-Life episode. The next week was the
because
first
we didn't want to make ourselves, like, too, like, overwhelmed. But then we realized we're not going back to our normal lives anytime soon. And we're already recording so much anyway. Rather than having so much backlog, we're just going to start uploading daily. And we did it for so fucking long.
And like, we got to the point where, like, we realized that if we kept with our schedule, like, when it was only one video per series.
It would take, like, 3 years to finish Homestuck or something.
It would take, very long to finish Homestuck. But also, like, the amount we had recorded would have gotten us through September.
Yeah, dude.
In April when the channel started.
March. Yeah.
Yeah, and our content would have gotten us through September how much we recorded. So we're like, shit, we'll just do this more often. And then we switched to what, 5, 6? Wait, I think it was 5
videos a week.
5 videos a week.
And then we switched it to daily after that.
How did we do it?
Because we didn't go straight to daily. It was we had a schedule. It would be Mondays and then like Mondays and Tuesdays.
Was it 6 videos a week?
It was like Mondays were like let's substitute Homestuck in.
It was Mondays,
Homestuck
Thursdays.
Was Mondays and Thursdays were Homestuck.
Then Wednesdays
Tuesdays,
and Fridays. Then Monday and Thursday, Tuesday and Friday, and Wednesday and Saturday. I think were the slots.
Yeah, that was the thing, and we were running 3 series at that time.
Yeah.
Which was fine at the time, you know, like obviously again not really that entertaining to be honest with you, but you know it was what it was.
Homestuck wasn't too bad though because there was a lot of reading.
No, Homestuck I think was where I started to learn to thrive when it came to like being entertaining and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was just sitting there running at it over and over and over and just trying to throw my personality in more and more and more until we got this beautiful face that we have today.
Yeah, and our wonderful community.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it kind of turned into what we have now at this point, which is the Ariah Jay community, where we have so many people like active in our Discords and commenting all the time. Like there's like what, like is it 300 something?
Right now we have 364 subscribers.
Jesus.
Right?
But you know, like that, especially at the time, like it took forever to even get like 100, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean it did, and I mean we had people didn't really come join our community until like the end of 2020ish.
To be fair, we weren't really. Yeah, it was like around like Thanksgiving that year because that's when we've met all like the people we're the closest with in the Discord, you know. Yeah. I'd like to bring up a couple more things. So after a lot of recording, you know, I started getting my bearings, talking to people and stuff. Like but then one day I think it was like I don't know, maybe November, October, maybe. No, it was October for sure. And I was sitting there in October, and I saw it in a Discord call, and finally like got in a call with some of the people like our fans, I guess you could say. And you know, Ariah loves this story. It's Ariah's favorite thing in the entire world. I promise in future episodes of this podcast, it won't be so like centric to the entire channel's upbringing because I think this is just us like laying the groundwork.
This is just the introduction stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't want people to assume, they're just going to be talking about their channel this whole time. Yeah, I fucking want to die too.
Talking about us for the first episode, and then after that, next time.
We'll we'll talk about whatever. You know, it's our fucking show. Deal with it. But pretty much the general gist was I was chilling there with a bunch of people in our Discord server, and I was just like, you guys want to know what would be really fucking funny? Like, you know, we're trying to get a hold of Ariah, and Ariah is nowhere to be found. And I think that the best way to get a hold of anybody would be to sit there and fucking like spam, pretty much. And you know, like maybe I realized in hindsight I probably could have made like a channel, like for a spam channel, which was made after this date. But, you know, like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was abusing my power because I thought it was funny. So I went into general, and I typed a J. Very simple, very elegant, you know, just a J.
The letter J.
Just the letter J, you know, and you know, like, that was fine for the first, like, 100. And, you know, it wasn't just me. It was, like, 6 other people in the call.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours later...
I came in and was like, what the fuck is going on? I saw
a fucking wall of J's!
An extraordinary amount of J's. Like, so many J's.
Ariah joins the call pissed as fuck. I joined the call and I'm
like, what the fuck is going on? What are you guys doing?
And I'm laughing, but Ariah's not.
No, I was really mad.
Ariah was mad. Ariah was
God.
like, you son of a bitch. And I was like, listen, okay, it was funny. And Ariah was like, how the fuck are we going to delete all these fucking J's? And I was like, I didn't realize we were going to have to delete all these fucking J's.
You can't scroll up and see any of the previous conversations. You can't see anybody.
To be fair, all that mattered was Jay at that point. that this event has been dubbed the J-Pocalypse.
The J-Pocalypse.
And the J-Pocalypse was amazing, and I don't think I'd trade it for anything, because that's when I got to meet so many cool people, because, you know, I met like AA and Salty and N that night, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Ariah eventually calmed down.
Yeah, I calmed down. I wasn't trying to take it on people. I was
Yeah.
a little upset.
Ariah was just pissed. Yeah.
I tried to cool down, and then at that point I was like, I'm sorry, that was the first time I met you guys, but like, hello everybody.
Yeah, and then eventually everyone calmed down, and we figured it out. We were like, hey, yo. So, and we sat there all night, probably, because I used to stay up all night, all the fucking time.
Yeah, you guys were crazy. Like,
I'm still fucking crazy.
There were times where
if people would still stay up with me. Yeah, me and N would sit there for hours and hours.
To the point where I
hours.
had work, right? I worked at Starbucks at the time.
The thing was that I had work too, but I still find a way.
I know, but I mean, I had work at Starbucks at the time, right? So I opened a lot. So a lot of the times, you know, open was 5:30 a.m. So meaning I had to be at work at 5 to deal with some stuff before we opened, right? So I woke up at 4 a.m. Typically, right, for work. I get there at about. I leave home about 4:40, 4:50ish. I get to work on time. But there were multiple nights, multiple days where I'd wake up. I would see that Jay and N were still talking in the Discord at 4 in the morning. And
baby.
I would join in a few times in the mornings when I would be in my car, and I'm like, all right, I'm waiting another 10, 15 minutes for work, so I'll just say hi to you guys. And I was like, guys, why are you still fucking up? I'm up for work.
I'd be like, well, we're talking about important shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I think, was that before, or... No, that was after me and my ex-girlfriend broke up. Yeah, I remember those conversations. Those conversations were dope, because it was November, and me and her broke up in September that year. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like, a lot of things happen, which is cool. You know, like that channel probably has, like, the past 2 years very well documented.
Yeah.
Of my life, you know, like, it catches, like, all the things that have happened, which is good. You know, like, I can look back in the future and check videos and be like, holy shit, I remember when that was. Like, I'll be older and I'll be like, that. I remember that was, like, detrimental to my health at that point, and it honestly doesn't affect me at all anymore.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, it's
time where
amazing.
Jay was worse than usual because he was internalizing everything and just, like,
yeah, Jay
was
Wilson was having a horrible time, and, you know, I'm really glad that now we've, like, everything's so much... Like, of course, it's not that much better. Like, everything's still, like, really unhealthy and stuff. But it's a different kind of unhealthy, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's not like yeah, exactly. Like, rather than being, like, really unhealthy because I'm internalizing all my feelings and have a lot of shit going on. I still have all that shit going on, but I'm also just really fucking busy. And I think that's the most, unhealthy thing about it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm doing things pretty much almost every day right now. You know, like, and things are very different now than they were whenever we first started, you know? Like, of course I got that job, but now I'm back to where I was jobless. And, you know, which is fine. You know, like, honestly, that job was probably really unhealthy for my health.
It was.
80, 90-hour weeks, you know, the usual. And, you know, I'm doing my best. But I was, I don't understand what the point was of me going into all this. But pretty much that was the gist. Was just like, back then whenever we were first going, it was just like all about content over and over and over again, which is good. And we got some really good stuff out of that. And we turned me into the amazing creator that I am today, the best in the business, you know.
Yeah, we both have learned a lot, and we both have gotten a lot better. And nowadays, I feel like our content is actually like of a like, I mean, it's not great, but it's of a quality that I am.
You know, I could watch
sharing.
it. I watched some of our old shit. Like, I went back and watched some Cyclonials, you know.
Yeah, like,
and like it's wild to look back at that and not hate it, you know.
Yeah, because like that's the thing, right? It's in the time, like we'd always say that our content wasn't the most entertaining stuff, and that's why I kind of didn't like editing for some of the time. It's because it just wasn't great. But that's just because I knew what was happening, right? Like, I remembered recording it, so it was kind of boring. But I found that, like, whenever there was a recording we did that I just didn't edit for months, and I went back to it, I'm like, wow, this is actually entertaining for me to watch because I forgot everything we said. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing
point.
that drove us insane the most was just the fact that we would be, like, especially when editing. I only edited like one series, and not even the whole
Doki
series.
Doki.
I got like most of the way. Yeah, Doki
That's
Doki,
fun.
best series ever. Hashtag Sayori did like amazing things. I remember that. I remember that series. I remember.
God, you were so
like,
sus of Monica the whole time.
I was very sus with Monica, and for good reason, it seemed.
Everyone was convinced
But,
you
you
were
know-
lying about not playing it.
Yeah,
was so
everyone
convinced.
thought that I'd played it before, but like I think my reactions were genuine enough to everyone was like, shit.
Yeah.
He is playing it blind, because I like was like bawling whenever.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
But but
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't played it, it's been like what, like 5-6 years.
Hey, Doki
Some
Doki
shit.
Literature Plus came out last year. I don't know. It's whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but like I think that's pretty common knowledge. There's like memes all over the internet. I'm sure everyone who didn't want to be spoiled has already been spoiled by now.
I'm sure.
Because the game's free. It's not. There's nothing stopping a motherfucker from playing it. You know what I
Of
mean?
course, yeah.
Except for me, but that I was saving it for YouTube, and then I did it on YouTube, and it was funny.
Yeah. There's also a
but
lot of dark jokes in that series.
There are. I think that's some of my darkest shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Half of the cancel reel
sure.
from Rose Red,
Oh
that
yeah.
commentator.
And I don't know who the fuck you're talking about, dude.
That one guy.
That guy's a piece of shit, and I hate him. But
yeah, we got a
generally,
commentary
that's just-
video about us.
yeah, it's great. Not really great, but you say it's great because it means that if somebody hates you that much, then obviously you're doing something right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that motherfucker come back in next April or some shit.
At the beginning of April 2021, somebody came into our Discord and spammed a link to Premiere for a commentary video about us. The channel Rose Red. The video is called what? Let me find it.
Iron and J sucks.
Rose Red. Yeah, this
Iron
was
and
back
J.
before.
No, yeah, it was Iron and J is fucked because at the time it was still Iron and J.
Yeah, our channel was called Ian and Jay back then. So the channel was called Rose Red, and it was Ian and Jay are fucked gone wrong merchant description.
But that video was like really badly made, and I fucking hate that guy. He had like a stupid haircut, and
Do we wanna-
those glasses were.
Do you want to watch this video on the podcast and talk about it? All right, so we've got it pulled up here. This video that we got. So it's,
You get the same experience audibly that you would visually.
yeah, visually it's just some clips and stuff. If you,
We
if
can
you are listening
explain
to an
like the
audio-only
visual.
form,
It's like visual flair where they're he throws his hands up in the air and shit. This was uploaded like what, April 1st, 2021.
it was premiered April 1st, 2021. Yes,
Premiered and shit.
premiered. Yeah,
But
it was
anyway,
an instant premiere.
But anyway, this motherfucker is a crazy. Like he literally,
Got 7 likes.
made a 7-minute video on us, and obviously no dislikes because they got rid of our dislike counter. Fuck that.
Of course.
And
the Rose
I'm sure
Red
I
channel,
disliked
yeah.
it. And this is the Rose Red channel. I don't know who the fuck this kid is or who he thinks he is.
Yeah, the YouTube video,
But-
Ian and Jay are fucked, gone wrong, merchant description, and this is the video. All right, are we ready for this?
For sure.
Boy.
Run it.
So it starts with a clip of Jay's old microphone.
Jay,
Fuck that. I hate that. I hate this kid. That's a low blow, and he fucking knows it.
that's my.
I got a fucking snowball very soon. So like hitting me with that shit, fuck you.
But it's fine.
Fuck
No, it's
you.
not fine, motherfucker.
Oh god, and this dude with the fucking leather
Oh.
jacket and shades.
Stupid.
And the
leather
brain
jacket.
power
Oh my god.
intro, like the
Oh
fuck-
my fucking ears. My fucking ears can't take it. Fuck off.
Made with intro cave. Fucking amateur. Roasted this dude.
Still has the. Why couldn't you crack? What was it? Fucking. I'm trying to think of editing softwares and I'm just failing miserably. Fuck.
Look how
crack
long it's going
anything.
too. It's still going.
It's so fucking long. Fuck this intro, man.
Oh gosh.
This bitch has
God,
like the dumbest
that's a
looking
dude.
glasses. Dude, he copied my fucking
not
room. Look at this shit.
I'm so not happy. Welcome to the
Oh,
most
God, this
anticipated
fucking-
peak of my career. I've been working on
This
this shit for the better
motherfucker.
part of a year.
For those of you who don't know, this
I
is a
fucking
channel
hate
called
him.
Ian and Jay. Yeah, like how narcissistic.
The fucking mitten hands, like why the fuck?
fucking mitten hands. Fuck
Ian and Jay
you,
had the
dude.
shittiest microphone quality I've ever.
Yeah.
I think that.
For 3 episodes, come on, man.
Unironic.
Yeah, like, listen, that's a very
Having
low
shitty
blow here. I
microphone
said that from the
quality, you can't even
beginning.
hear him half the
Look at
time.
his stupid
Like, speak up a
glasses and
little
that
bit,
stupid
and
hat.
listen.
And the
The
stupid
long
fucking
hair with the
headphones.
backwards hat and the
The
blowing
fucking
headphones.
purple,
And
the purple headphones. Fuck that.
then another video from us.
As if
Where
that
you can't
wasn't
hear
bad
me.
enough,
That's
what
not my fault,
was
motherfucker.
audible,
Fuck
all
you.
could hear was him fucking.
Listen, man, I want to have a debate
like,
with this
holy
motherfucker.
Shit, man.
Hell
It's not
yeah.
your dad's dick.
I'm
Get
calling
that
this
shit
son of a bitch
out
one
of
of
These
these days.
fucking like stupid
Actually,
jokes as well.
This shit's gone way too far. What the hell kind of...
I'll admit it was
It's
shit.
better now,
However,
but still
fuck this guy.
inexcusable. He really should have just waited. until
It's way better
Yeah,
now. I'll
easier
tell
for you to say. Fucking.
So these Ian and Jay guys have been uploading for what, like a
His-
year?
I
right?
think his dog
For
is
some
the
reason,
only
they have
good
more
thing that he
series on
has.
Hiatus. And
Mood.
series they've actually fucking finished. They've only finished 3 fucking
Okay, listen.
series.
We've gone back and finished some series. We've now finished
We've
more
not finished
series.
all of it. We haven't
We've now
finished
finished
all of
more
it.
series than
We
we've
finished-
abandoned.
Will they? Seem so focused on their homesick and Danganronpa.
You can't even pronounce it right.
Like, do something fucking
Dude, for real, they
different,
get this
fucking
ignorant fuck.
amateurs. The only series that was even fun to watch, they didn't even post the second part for 8 fucking months.
Fucking simp.
Then, of course, it's been 4 months since then. The series
Look,
is still
Honey Pop
on
is a
hiatus.
complicated series. Okay.
Listen, guys. The point
Again,
is,
why we
it's
didn't
for
post
simps.
it.
You can't
Finish
you
something
can't
off
convince
once
me
in a while.
otherwise. It's just
not
for
your
real,
fault.
for real.
Moving on, they have this Twitter
Oh,
account that
wow.
Jay keeps promising to tweet on. Yet his last
I'll
tweet
tell you, I don't
was
have a
this video
girlfriend,
Fucking dude.
motherfucker.
2 fucking months ago. And get this.
And then this shit that he talks about, this
Guess
Twitter
what?
shit.
I
I responded to this. I remember
Jay's the one
this.
who runs the Twitter.
To be fair, nobody told me
Message
that,
me
that,
back
that
with
there
the
was a
fuck,
message
dude.
there. So
But
like,
tell
you
me
can't
how
tell
it
me.
person-
doesn't make any sense. Jay's the one who
Like
runs the
this is
Twitter.
these
I
are really
responded
low
to
blows,
Hold on,
you know.
I'm pausing it. I'm gonna read this. So yeah, this dude says, "Sup fuckers." I was looking to see if I could get a statement from a
I
video.
feel like
saying,
that's
"You guys." really
rude, you know.
Yeah, could you explain your BNA mic quality to me because my ears can't wrap their heads around it. You're welcome for the DM. And like I was like, what the fuck? But like I had to be professional, right? And I saw this message, so I was like, okay, I'll respond. And I was like, hey, thanks for the inquiry. Early on, we made the mistake of recording content for our channel before Jay got a better mic. Unfortunately, this means that we had to use the quite frankly shitty mic that he had already used, and the content didn't turn out so well. It's something that we regret and apologize for. We do strive to make our content the best it can be these days and the days to come. Thank you for your message. And this dude was like, thanks for responding, Ian. Ugh,
That feels very aggressive, you know. Like
Yeah.
this crazy bitch.
And,
You
like, let's
know,
just try
I
and-
hate this shit.
Twitter. Jay doesn't even have the fucking decency to respond himself. to a
Listen,
question I
man.
asked him
Listen,
about
man. I'm
his
very busy.
microphone
I'm very
on
busy with all my
account.
women that you obviously don't have. Fuck
And
you.
even when Jay's doing stuff on the Twitter, like you go down to the bio's normal, right? Go down to the pinned tweet, you'd think it'd be something.
And his music taste
normal,
is
right?
kind of fire. That's the
Fuck
only thing
no.
that he has.
Motherfuckers have this shit right there, sitting right there for everyone.
Yeah,
to see.
listen, our
Hot
tweets are
take,
fine.
We're better than Game Grumps.
My
Well, I
tweets
have a
are
fucking
great.
thing
I
to
think
tell
we
you,
are better
Ian
than Game
Jay.
Grumps.
You're not better.
We
than
are
Game
better
Grumps,
than great
and you'll
Game
never
Grumps.
be better
Fuck
than
you.
Aaron and Dan, you schmucks.
I think the Game Grumps
I can
are
get past all that, right?
Aaron and
irritating
Dan,
to
fuck
watch
off.
At the end of the
sometimes
day, why
because
the
they
fuck should this
talked.
even matter?
I mean, they miss the
You think
story.
it's a
They miss the
personal
game.
Attack Ian and Jay.
Dude, exactly,
You
exactly.
went after my hero, Jeff Bezos.
And then this
the
fucking-
man, the myth,
Look,
the
look,
legend
Jeff
himself.
Bezos is clearly not a
The
good
hero
person.
Jeff
For
Bezos.
not ending world hunger.
Hell yeah, fuck Jeff Bezos for not.
I second that opinion. I second
Go
that
away,
opinion.
Rose Red. You fucking.
Fuck the poor. I earned
Rose
my
Red, you
money.
capitalist
Look at
schmuck.
This
shit.
guy
I
is
got this
an
shit,
asshole.
And you fuckers don't, and I think that's good.
Oh god, dude.
And lastly,
And he obviously supports John Lennon, that son of a
But the
bitch.
thing is,
I'm sure that's his favorite
constant
Beatle.
lying to the
Of
audience.
course.
I don't understand. Play the fucking clip.
I haven't lied ever in my life.
New Year's resolutions.
Oh gosh.
Be better with the Twitter.
Hey, check my fucking Twitter right
You know
now.
what, guys? I
Listen,
don't really
who the
have
fuck
words
follows
right
New
now.
Year's
My editor
resolutions?
compiled a little cancel wheel for me to react to for you guys. Can't be that bad, right?
Oh god.
Into the room.
Hey.
Look,
Baseball bat.
this was some of our darkest content, but
I mean, whenever you
Hey, that's not fair.
but look, this
Most
is clearly
this
out of
cancel reel is
context.
Doki Doki.
This cancel reel is out of context.
I feel the exact same way.
Holocaust Part 2, let's go.
No.
Finally, somebody else did.
Okay, Holocaust Part 2.
Trigger turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. Well, not the Holocaust, but
Oh,
close to the
gosh.
machine. It's like if all the Jews were
Stop
angry
saying
as fuck.
Holocaust.
Which they probably would.
Shut the fuck up,
saying
Rose
that.
Red.
Eugenics.
No.
Did I just say I love eugenics? Fuck.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, if we get an audience, we get an audience. I don't care, dude. Unless they're honey.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Okay, I'm eating my words.
The miracle.
The miracle of the twin
Oh
towers.
god.
Hitler jokes. Yeah.
Yeah, this was
More Hitler
Watch my
jokes.
content, I don't think you're a good person.
this was the period in our channel where there were some things going on, and
I'll
Jace
be
got
honest
really
with you.
dark.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna get that dark again because that was kind of funny.
Is this why I was supposed to do a video on these fuckers?
Look, Rose Red, you're not
Don't
any
act-
better. Don't act
Rose
superior
Red.
to us.
Rose Red, I'm sure if you made gaming content, you would be saying constant racial slurs. So like, fuck you.
I'm gonna be
You know what I mean?
completely like transparent. I started this video thinking that I'd just be bullying these guys for having a terrible quality and terrible social media presence.
Hey, fuck
Like,
you.
holy shit, that J
Yeah.
guy is a real piece of work.
I'll tell you that we've
So are
uploaded
you.
within the past year. Have you, motherfucker?
You guys saw it all. My editor did some
It's a good
porn.
point.
This motherfucker's
There are
never even
actually
used his
people
Twitter.
thinking This fucker did
Because
nothing
yeah,
wrong.
he hasn't even uploaded
This
since
kind
this
of
video.
person
Like
shit
clearly,
that
like
he just said. That's all the time I have for today.
A J
Hashtag
apologist.
Ariah Jay's
Okay,
over
that's
party.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'll
Make sure
tell
to
you.
subscribe to my channel. I'm
can't believe this guy's
number
using
one
our
comment
using our
section.
subscribers for views.
How dare you
Like,
use
come on.
Heather Shade Light
Main reveal of
against
1
us?
mil.
Fuck you.
Fucking-
Bye. All right.
And then the
motherfuckers.
fucking-
Oh god, the
Masterpiece
fucking CS
as you
Goose
fucking
Surf.
should have. Go down to the description and let's get some fucking merch going.
gosh.
Let's go. Easy money for the #1 YouTube commentary in the fucking world.
You know,
Let's go.
this guy's
Son of
a
a
piece of
bitch.
work. This guy's a piece of work.
I second that
He's
opinion.
a piece of work.
Okay, so that's pretty much adding to our story there. So
Oh god.
I think I'm trying to hit all the bases that we possibly can. So there's that. Of course, there's like, you know, like we've gone through a bunch of series and stuff. Like you can go through the YouTube and check it. You don't really have to like listen to us here talking about it all really specifically because you can go watch it right now.
Of course, our
honestly,
link to our
plug
channel
because
will be
this
in
is
the description.
our show. I'm allowed to plug whatever the fuck I want because this is our show. So fuck you.
It's true. Yeah. So what do we have
But I'd
after
like
this?
to say, after April, we what the fuck happened? After April, we worked hard and we kept uploading and uploading and uploading.
Okay,
It got
April
to a certain
13th.
point.
April 13th is when we
April
finished
13th.
Homestuck.
We finished Homestuck finally, and that was a big milestone because that's the longest running thing we had at the time.
Still
And
the
I
longest running
remember-
thing.
I think it's probably going to stay that way for a long time unless like Homestuck Squared is something we end up doing.
It's
and
ever like
longer.
large.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how long that's going to end up being. And I don't know how big all this shit, like, who knows what we're going to end up doing, you know? But
Yeah.
the general gist is, like, that happened, and that was big. And then we started the epilogues, and we got a decent way through, and we were working on other series and everything, and it got to a certain point where it felt like we kind of just fell off.
Yeah, both of us
Both of us burned the
fucking
fuck out.
burned out, like simultaneously, really bad burnout because we've been doing fucking daily videos for
like
months.
Months, yeah, it'd been like a long
Months
time.
straight. Like
with,
we had
barely
breaks a
any
couple
breaks.
times, but generally, like most of the time, months. We have.
If we had a break, we were mostly recording during those times anyway.
Yeah, typically. There's a couple times we had a break for various reasons, but here I've got my schedule here that I made. I'm not sure what happened to my other stuff that I was trying to work on, but yeah, we did daily videos through April.
Mhm.
And then we started and we had daily videos for the first like week and a half of May, right?
Yeah.
And
For
at
sure.
that point, we had stopped uploading because I got lazy and didn't edit the rest of Candy, and also we missed a couple recording sessions.
Yeah,
but
we
then
I don't know.
yeah, then came June 2nd, and we had a live stream, right? So this was half a month, about 15-ish days after our last video. We uploaded. We did a little live stream with some of our Discord mods, with Inharmonics, with Salt.
And I feel like
Spoon,
that's
and
where
Ale.
like the big amount of like conflict hit.
That was the end.
Because
yeah.
Because I walked. There were like certain points where like I had to take a break. Like I'd have to sit there and take a walk with my dog or something to get myself to like like not freak out. Because like especially sitting there for such a long period of time, especially with how much recording we'd been doing anyway, like I feel like we kind of cracked under the pressure, like especially near the end of that live stream. I feel like we were like going at each other a bit. Like I don't think it wasn't like 100% like it wasn't like 100% like openly going at each other, but like you could feel the energy, and it just was all off. And after that, we didn't talk for a long time.
Yeah, it was a little while.
It was like I don't know. I don't know how long it was, but it felt like it was like a week or two, something like that.
It was a while, and then eventually we got to the point where in August, right, 2 months later, I was like, okay, well I have the rest of Candy. We have the rest of Candy recorded. We didn't start Me, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and upload Candy. So I uploaded the rest of Candy in 1 week, edited and uploaded, and actually that was after we met up. Yeah, that was after we met up.
Yeah. Okay, so before that, what happened was I think we got into a call. I don't know if it was just me and you or if N was there as well.
N was there. But, like, so me and you
had been interacting separately with N for a while, like ranting about how we felt and stuff, and how we wanted to like work through it or just be done.
Yeah,
because I was about this close to just being done, but like it was just like it wasn't just the channel, it's just like my entire life. I felt like all of it was just like fuck it, you know. So we got to a certain point where it felt like everything was falling apart. So we talked to N separately, and eventually N was like, "You guys got to talk this out."
Yeah, and we got into a call, and we were all very nervous about it, but
because I was afraid we were gonna end up blowing up at each other, and you know, and like we got to a very like even ground.
Yeah, we talked for a while, and we both like realized that we both realized that we both were suffering, and we both had a big issue, like took issue to the way we were doing things, and
so we quit the daily schedule after that.
We made our mistakes. Mostly, you know, I talked about how I felt really bad for kind of forcing the schedule upon us, because a lot of times I would just be like, all right, this is when we're recording, we got to be there, we got to not miss it, we got to get things done, and then it turned kind of into a job. And you know, because I was struggling with keeping up editing, right? So I kind of got into this really toxic mindset where I was like, well, if I've got to edit, then we've got to make sure we record on time, because that's the least he could do. And I got a little kind of I kind of got a little upset like that as well, which is never good, because I was in this mindset where we've got to just do everything for this content, because wow, we're doing content, and we've got a community.
And there are people watching us, you know.
And that was kind of my mindset. So I'm like, okay, we got to get this done. If I'm gonna have to edit, we all got to record. We got to get this done. And that was really unhealthy. And you know, we both ended up breaking down. Basically, we both ended up just like just falling apart because of our burnout and stuff. And we talked about it. We both apologized. We both talked through how we felt for various stuff of, you know, being angry with each other for various reasons, and just how we felt.
For sure.
And then not too long after that, we got to meet in person, which was a very lovely experience.
It was like that August, like early August, either that or like July.
It was the very beginning of August. I
remember because like right after that I had band camp, and then I was stuck with that. But I remember after that long ass conversation that they were like, she was like, hey, so what if me and N came down to North Carolina? And I was like, Pug.
And we did.
And you know, we kind of took. We ran around. They got to hang out with me and my buddy Adam for a while, which was great.
We played some improv games, which I still have.
Played improv games that we recorded, and I had so much fucking fun with. We did so many fucking things, you know, and like it was like very therapeutic, you know, because I've been like internalizing a lot of shit, and it's really hard for to actually get what's off your chest over like a Discord call and everything, because like I do my best, but like I feel like that energy doesn't nearly translate as well as you are whenever you're in person, because like whenever they were here, like it felt like I could feel it so much more than you can whenever you're not.
We took a walk at night.
Yeah, we were out like walking around like where I've been living for the past like 3 years, maybe 4, you know, and we were kind of like just walking around talking and just like feeling it for a while, because like I think it was kind of like, I don't know, it was just nice to be able to walk around and actually like see the person that you've been talking to for so long.
Yeah.
You know,
it
and
was
we
great.
we were having a great time, and it like we finally were able to like fully talk about what we thought we should do, and then we figured out the whole schedule, what we were gonna do.
Yeah, and that's where
And
we
we
are now, where we're both realizing that having a channel like Ariah and Jay, where it's just like us two, it's very, it relies on both of us, which isn't a bad thing, but it becomes frustrating when it's our primary source of creativity.
Yeah, exactly. We got to a point where we're like, hey, we're gonna work on individual stuff. Like, I'm gonna work on my stuff, and you're gonna work on your stuff, and then we're also gonna work on our stuff every once in a while too.
And we're not
Whenever
going to
we
try
get
to do
the
a
chance,
daily
you know?
thing. In fact,
Yeah,
the
we're not
daily
gonna
schedule
force
will
ourselves
probably
into that
never
schedule.
happen again.
And if it does, then we'll be like around each other more often or
Yeah,
something.
and if,
like,
if
I'd
it
be
does, it's
living up
because we
there.
want to. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Like, we're never gonna force ourselves back into that situation we were in ever again, because that was. It's like, especially whenever you aren't around somebody. Like, whenever I'm like, if there's ever a point whenever I move up to Michigan, which probably there will be. More likely than it isn't, I'll probably be up there at some point.
Yeah.
And you know, like, maybe that would be more likely to get more uploads because we'd be around each other and more creatively open and shit. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think whenever we're both doing a bunch of stuff and we're not really like seeing each other every day and not doing a bunch of stuff together, where I don't think it's really that possible for us to be doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard because we both got lives, we got things to deal with in the background.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I think that this entire podcast thing might be the easiest way for us to stay in touch and also be creative at the same time, because like the best thing about the podcast form is that you can sit there and just talk.
Yeah, we can just
for
talk,
hours
just hang out.
and just do whatever you want. You know,
And this
like,
first
it doesn't
video
even
is more specific, like talking about us. You know, more this video is going to feel more like content than the other videos are going to.
I feel like we'll sit down and we'll actually like we'll just have different conversations every time. Like that.
Yeah.
There might be a topic, maybe there isn't. Maybe we'll just be talking, but like we'll just end up having a conversation and
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like figuring it out, which is cool. You know, it gets everything figured out. It makes me happy. But
yeah.
But like, I think this is the most like often thing that we'll end up doing.
Yeah, we might actually
You know?
be able to have a regular schedule for this.
I think doing this weekly, or maybe like, I don't know, however much we do it. I think weekly would be like the least that we do it, because I like sitting here and talking for hours and hours and hours. I don't mind to sit here and talk forever, because like it's very low energy. I can sit here, I can still be entertaining, but like,
just
you know,
hang
it
out.
goes on for a while. You know, it's like the same thing as if I ended up streaming, which I probably will. Like, you can sit there and just talk and talk and talk, and that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Then after
But, you know,
after met up in person, that was fantastic.
That's whenever we got to the point where
decided-
we are, where we're both doing our own stuff. Like, I'm working on a lot of music. Like, I was out writing from like 8 a.m. to 1 o'clock at a buddy's house, which was great. And, you know, I'm also working on just stuff in general, like stuff for me, which is great. Like, I don't know. Just everything. I don't know. I've been trying my best to like be creative in my own life, which I think I'm succeeding at pretty well. Like, I think I'm definitely above the average person when it comes to being creative, and that's not like a narcissistic bit. It's just a fact. Like, I think I'd lose my mind if I wasn't sitting here doing something with my time, you know?
Of course, yeah.
Because I need to get it
I feel
out,
you.
especially now that I know how.
Yeah, and I feel you. I mean, like that's what's been driving me crazy. Like lately, is I haven't really been able to do anything. I've just been going to work and coming home and then just doing nothing. And I really need to get more into some creative stuff because you know Jay and I are still not in the best place in terms of consistency or a schedule to record or anything like that. And we plan on recording more at some point in the future, but it's
just really
it's
hard
gotten
trying to figure it
complicated.
out right now, because we're both in really awkward spots.
Yeah. But after we met up in person, we decided that we're gonna upload the rest of Candy, because I was just gonna get it edited,
And then we'll
uploaded.
figure it out from there.
I did that about a week later. So we did it. I uploaded the rest of Candy August 9th, 11th, and 13th that week. And then our channel was dead until January of this year.
And then we came back, and Ariah was Ariah, and
Yeah.
everything, you know, and we've been uploading I think it's weekly right now.
Weekly? Yep. Every Wednesday has been very consistent.
Every Wednesday. And I think that once we start back on another series, it'll be pretty fast trying to get through that. Because, like, the ending of Meet and getting that recorded was very fast.
Yeah, because we just jumped on it and we were like, wow, recording is fun again because it's been so long.
You know, like I love sitting there and, like, actually being able to, like, focus and, like, enjoy myself, you know? Like, that's something that I felt like I'd been missing in our recordings. So, like, I was glad that we actually got it working, you know?
And
so,
the reason was because we didn't have a schedule. Because we were just like,
exactly.
hey, why not record? Because we want to. Like, and then
exactly. We don't have to sit there and be like, we're only recording this amount because we have to do the same thing next week. Like, we can do whatever we want. We
were doing, you know, because before, like, when we were doing daily videos, we had it all planned out. Like, we recorded Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3-hour blocks, right? So about 3 episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.
And when I was already busy with stuff in my IRL anyway, that drove me nuts.
Yeah, so we had to dedicate, like, blocks of time and, like, a schedule, and it felt like work, which is bad because, like, we don't even get paid for it.
This isn't a job, you know? Like, it'd be different if we were either making money or, like, it was different, you know? But if we were making money, we'd already have the Ariah Jay building. Ariah Jay Pastries, if you will.
Of course. World Ender Pastries.
Exactly. But, you know, I'm gonna... You know, I think that this is definitely the best outlet we have to just, like, be creative and not feel, like, really pressured. Because, like, it's just a conversation, which is probably something we should be doing more often anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I feel the same way about this. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is a really good idea. I'm glad that you texted me tonight and you're like, hey, I've been really listening to, like, podcasts and stuff, and I really like the idea of running one. And I was like, hey, that's crazy, because, like, I was having the exact same thought, you know? Because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately. I don't know.
Me too. Yeah, I've had a friend of mine has started a little podcast, and he's got 2 episodes of it, and I'm like, that's super cool. And also, I listened to a new episode of Trash Taste I haven't listened to in a long time.
I haven't watched Trash Taste in so long.
Me neither. I watched the first, like, 50 episodes, like, as they came out, and then I just haven't seen them, like, since. And then
I watched, like, the first, like, 10, and then I think I lost it.
Yeah.
The issue with podcasts at certain times is that I lose interest. Or, like, I can't sit there for that long.
Yeah. I don't remember why I stopped, but, like, because I stopped, it became more and more daunting to continue because there's more and more videos.
Yeah, because there's so much more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because, like, if you miss it once, then, like, there's, like, that's 2 hours of content that you need to sit through rather than just one. And then it turns into 3, and then 4, and 5, and eventually, like, there's, like, 30 hours of content. You're like,
that's why I can never keep up with Critical Role. Like, I started watching Campaign 3, and...
Dude, apparently, Critical Role has a show now on, like, Amazon.
Yeah, The Legend of Vox Machina. It's from the first campaign. It's so, like, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm very excited to watch it.
Yeah, my buddy was telling me about it tonight. He was like, because I have some buddies who are, like, really heavily into Critical Role and D&D in general, and I was like, yo, that's awesome, because, like, I didn't even realize that was a thing up until tonight.
Yeah, so you can totally watch it. From what I know about it, which is not much. It's just like an animated tale of, like,
it's just a show, and, like, you don't even have to be that big into D&D
about the Critical Role campaign 1.
Yeah, it's just a story rather than just, like, all the D&D and stuff. It's just a story, and which is dope, you know. I love that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just, like, I just feel really good, and I feel like I think we just hit all the boxes that we really need to hit for, like, an intro. Like, pretty much, I'm Jay, that's Ariah, that's how we got here. And now you get to hear where we go from here.
Yeah, and from here, who knows? We've got a few ideas for a podcast, various topics, various things we can do.
Yeah, we've got... and
fun
honestly,
activities.
like, I swear we could probably do it without, like, topics and stuff if we really wanted to.
We certainly could, yeah, for sure. I think topics are going to be one of the more fun ways to do this.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying that I'm saying that we could... I'm not saying that we are. I'm just saying we could if we really wanted to. Like, once we run out, then we'll just come up with more stuff.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to do, like, topics and stuff, and those topics could be anything from just, like, some philosophical discussion to something like talking about music that we like, or to
I could do that for hours.
Even reviewing a specific album or something like that. Just
Dude,
whatever.
Reviewing albums would be so much fun.
Right?
I
Whatever
love
we want to do.
music
We can
so
do
much.
whatever we want to do, and it's great.
Dude, my
I'm
favorite
very
thing
excited.
is that, but I think that I'm gonna repeat this probably 8 more times at this intro. This is our show. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. It's just like on YouTube. Like, you can't expect me to do anything that a normal podcaster would do. This is my fucking life. I'm gonna run it.
Channel.
And whenever I'm rich and famous, people are gonna look back at this and be like, "Holy shit, he was the same way back then, and that he is right now."
One thing that I really want to do on this podcast is have guests.
Dude, we're definitely gonna have people on this show. I'm not sure
a
if we're
third
gonna be able to
person.
consistently get guests, but we can try.
Yeah, we'll start with some people that we know, that we like.
Yeah.
Maybe for specific topics or something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, like people that we know are good at a certain topic, or like know a certain topic pretty well. We can pick them for certain things,
Yeah. And then
But,
I'm also thinking it'd be
like-
fun to do some activities on the podcast too. Like, I can't think of ideas right now, but I have thought of ideas in the past.
But
like
there's plenty of ideas that we
fun
can
little
find to
little
work
games
on.
we could do. Yeah.
But generally, the
Just
gist
various
is
ideas.
that's it.
Yeah.
We're,
that's the gist. I'm Ariah.
And
He's Jay.
I guess you'll see us, and I guess you'll see us next time.
Yeah, we're just I guess we're ending it there. Was that what's happening?
Yeah, just let us know what you thought of it down in comments, or tweet us if you're listening on Spotify and don't feel like going to YouTube. Whatever you want to do, just let us know what you thought.
Yeah, I don't know how to do a
you
podcast
have the
outro.
full story.
Jay, do you know how to do a podcast outro? I don't know how to do a podcast outro.
Pretty much with podcasts, whenever you listen to them, it's just like, hey, let us know what you thought. We really appreciate you sitting here through the whole thing. If you actually sat through the whole thing, we know it's a lot, but it's also like a really, I don't know. I think it's good to listen to if you're like sitting there and you got nothing better to do. I hope that it was at least a little bit entertaining.
Yeah, as I said at the beginning, this is a video podcast you can see on the YouTube channel, or you can
listen
could
to it on Spotify.
listen to it on Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere where you'd find other podcasts.
Google Podcasts?
Yeah, it's a thing.
That's a thing?
Yeah, nobody
Cringe.
uses it except in the. I used to use it before I had Spotify Premium because I had
anyway,
Android,
I think
yeah.
the general gist with the ending of a podcast is pretty much thank you guys so much for listening. Let us know what you thought of it. Leave a like on the YouTube video, or like tweet us and be like, hey, I really enjoyed the episode. Whatever you want to tell us to do, tell us. We really appreciate you guys, and I guess we'll see you guys the next time that we upload. I'm not sure how the upload schedule on this is going to be.
We'll figure it out.
Peace out, people.
Bye, everybody.